Hello witches, it's Strigabella. It is very hot here in New England today. We have all our air conditioners on, but it's still pretty hot upstairs. We have one in each room, but they're smaller air conditioners. We actually just finally replaced all of our air conditioners after like 15 years. And the old ones were like big, clunky, probably bad for the air kind of ones, and the newer ones are smaller and they're all like energy efficient, but the energy efficient ones don't seem to really cool the house as cool as the old ones did. So this is kind of an update video for my channel. I have several videos that I really need to do on here, hopefully. I got a whole bunch of new books that I want to do reviews on, and most of them are going to be dealing with the topic of working with the dark energy, the dark goddess, and the dark moon. When I was younger and I first was interested in witchcraft and my, studying it, and being, reading about Wicca and visiting witch shops and things like that, I was in my teens. And when I first started out, sorry, the phone was ringing, I want to make sure it wasn't important. When I first started out, I was very, I never practiced Wicca, but I had more of a Wiccan kind of viewpoint as far as the Wiccan read, like do what you will and not harm anyone. And so I really focused more on really being positive and only working with the positive and the mostly the full moon and stuff like that. But as we grow and as we learn in our practice and through experience, you realize that harming none is all a relative kind of thing. Because when we do anything to change the balance, our universe is a delicately balanced thing. And it doesn't always obviously appear so, because there's some people who have a lot and some people who have none. So with our limited viewpoint, to us that seems unfair, but really there's still like a delicate balance that keeps everything as a whole universe still within balance. So when we do something and we manipulate the energies around us to come to our to benefit our intention, we still are changing that balance. Sometimes we're not doing so with an intention to harm anyone, but sometimes when you do a spell or you change something, it affects people that you don't even know it affected. It changes the lives of people maybe you don't even know. And sometimes you don't see the effects of it until much, much later, even years down the road, and then you look back and you realize maybe something that you did affected people without you realizing it. It's really impossible to affect change without having some kind of effect on other people or other people's lives or their wills or what they want. So the term harming none, it's kind of relative. It really depends on your opinion. Really what it comes down to is a matter of what your intentions are and what's in your heart. Some people might be more likely to do something immediately to harm somebody intentionally. But I guess what it really boils down to is your conscience. Can you do the spell with a clear conscience? If you're doing it pure, with a pure heart, and you're doing it really believing that you're not harming anybody, then the idea is that it's kind of okay because everything balances out in the end. But really, can we disrupt the balance of the universe? Not really. Energy just is energy. Everything is balanced. If we take from one side, it gets replaced on the other side. So, in the whole grand scheme of things, we can't really change the world with something that we're doing, but we can change our own lives and our own circumstances to some extent. So that being said, over the course of time and through trials and suffering and things like that, I really believe I had to learn a lesson that probably Goddess was teaching me, that it's okay to really to seek retribution when you've been wronged. It isn't a bad thing to return wrongs that have been done to you. There's a time and a place to be forgiving and to be kind, but nobody is gonna say that it was a sin, or that you were in the wrong for defending yourself or your family or people that you love, or your own safety, sanity, whatever it might be. And that was a lesson that I really have learned the hard way, because over the years I've always been too trusting, too nice, too sympathetic, too forgiving, and to the point where it allowed me to be in abusive situations, to be to have things taken from me that ought not to have been taken, even to the point of my own health being jeopardized. And at some point, I think everybody eventually has to learn that lesson. When you get to that point where you realize you're not enjoying the benefits of life that you're supposed to enjoy. And so recently I've really started to work a lot more with the dark moon and with those types of energies. And wow, let me tell you, it really it is a necessary thing, and it does put things back into the proper balance where we can enjoy life and we can be happy and satisfied. Some of what I did on the last dark moon, wow, like it really puts the balance of things back into what's right and what's just. So I just thought that this was an interesting topic, because when you have a relationship with deity, spirit, goddess, whatever, whoever you happen to work with, we're not meant to be unhappy and unsatisfied in life. All we need to do is reach out and ask. Goddess is sympathetic. She hears us. She hears our pain, and she wants to help. But if we don't embrace that energy and allow it to work in our lives, instead of fear it, and instead of let others use maybe more negative or dark or whatever powers they're using, it's okay to react back. It's okay to defend what's yours. It's okay to send back what others send to you. You can forgive, and you can forget up to a point, but when it's robbing you of your happiness, or it's hurting your family, or it's hurting those that you love around you, I really think even the Bible says, treat others as they treat you. Do unto others as they do to you. There's no harm in that. And I just want to say that because, a lot of people get a whole negative idea about what the nature of power is, and it being dark versus light, especially when it comes to working with the moon. You hear that dark moon and it sounds dark and scary, but it's really not. It's all a balance. Everything's balanced. Without the dark, there is no light, because there is no contrast. It's just a different reflection of the sun, one of the books that I read, the title of it is actually When the Moon is Dark, We Can See the Stars. And it's a lovely story about a woman who goes through all these trials in life, and it just renews her faith. It wasn't what I expected because it comes from a religious perspective. The lady is Catholic, but she also embraces the idea of goddess and stuff like that, and she sees spirits. But it's a nice story if you can get beyond the Catholicism in it. But yeah, so hopefully I will have some book reviews coming up when I have some chunks of time to do videos. I also want to show you guys the plants that I got yesterday for 50 cents. Yes, I got a whole bunch of clearance tomato plants for 50 cents, and I have planted those. And if you're not subscribed yet to my witchy side, the other channel that I'm a participant in, it's a collaborative channel with my witch sisters. I'm going to be doing a video hopefully later today on rune magic. So if you guys are interested in learning how to add runes to your practice, stay tuned and subscribe to my witchy side as well. Alright guys, blessed be. Bye.